That brings us nicely to the biggest lever in this whole system, the U.S. Federal Reserve, or the Fed. Most people think the Fed's decisions are only about U.S. inflation. How does an announcement in Washington, D.C. indirectly raise the price of a television in, say, Argentina?
It's a global ripple effect. When the Fed raises interest rates, it's fighting domestic inflation, but it also simultaneously makes dollar-denominated assets like U.S. Treasury bonds highly attractive to global investors. What happens then? They initiate what we call a risk-off movement.
Risk off, meaning?
It means large global money managers and investors pull their capital out of emerging markets or volatile assets and funnel it into the safety and high returns of the U.S. dollar. This massive demand for dollars causes the dollar to soar relative to other currencies. It appreciates. I often use the dollar anchor metaphor. The dollar is the anchor of a global ship called electronic commerce. When the Fed tightens the chain by raising rates, that anchor digs harder, dragging down the value of all the smaller boats, the local currencies that are tied to it.
Wow, that's an incredible analogy. So the local distributor wakes up one morning and not only is the core product price high, but the money they use to buy the dollars is also more expensive. It's a double squeeze.
It is, and it gets worse when you factor in the supply chain itself. This is where the bullwhip effect comes into play. Think about the logistics, the cost of filling a 40-foot shipping container, paid in USD, the insurance to protect that container across the ocean, paid in USD.
And oil, of course.
Exactly. Oil, WTI or Brent crude, is quoted in USD. If the dollar strengthens, the importer is already paying more local currency for the freight. If the global price of oil also rises, quoted in dollars, the shipping company raises its base rate in USD. So now you have a double whammy. The service cost is up and the conversion cost to pay that service is up. That small variation at the start, the dollar's strength, is magnified like a bullwhip's crack when it hits the final price tag on the retail shelf.
This is powerful stuff, but it can make a consumer feel powerless. Let's move into the emotional and psychological side. You mentioned the panic buying effect. How does that mindset actively undermine a strategic consumer?
It's the impulsive purchase that is the main enemy of currency strategy. When the dollar starts spiking, it generates panic. People think, oh no, I need to buy this laptop now before the price goes up even more tomorrow. But often that panic locks them into buying at the currency's peak. They've essentially overpaid due to fear. The smart consumer replaces fear with knowledge and observes the trend.